Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Four Lads Rangers Monday Night Live. It's definitely Monday. The boys would have heard me exclaiming bollocks just 2 seconds ago because I pressed record and didn't change it from the Sunday intro. So I'm very, very sorry. We've got the A team with us tonight. Not much here, but we don't care. Amrit, good evening, mate. Are you well?
Hello, mate. Yes, pleasure to be on. Great to see you guys again. It's been a while since I've been on a Monday, so I've been missing it, and I'm glad to be back.
Amrit, you actually are the one in the comments. People are concerned that you're not coming back or something. Can you just explain that you sell ice cream? It's the summer and you're busy.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that I sell ice cream for a living, and this is peak season for us, Stevie. So global warming is brilliant for business. It just keeps me really busy and very happy. I'm miserable in the winter because we don't sell a lot of ice cream and Rangers are shite. But in the summertime, Rangers aren't playing and we sell lots of ice cream, so it's great. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I'm sure Rangers would be shite in the summer if they were playing, to be quite honest. Like that. That's us just broke the swear barrier and we're not even a minute in. Kenny, good evening, mate. We don't sell ice cream, but we are your regular Monday show, mate. How have you been today? You been well?
I've been all right, mate, and been chatting to Amrit half the day. First thing is 6 o'clock this morning was a voice note. Thanks, Amrit. I don't do 6 o'clock in the morning, mate. And yeah, he told me that he's absolutely minted and moving house and making a fortune in his business. So yeah, play to Amrit. Good to have him back. But apart from that, I'm okay, mate. Yeah, I'll just slog along cutting hair for a living.
So, Kenny, you're the one that negotiates the old sponsorship deals for Four Lads. If one of our sponsors are moving house and loaded, should we perhaps be negotiating that deal further?
Wait a minute, I'll just interject there. Only two of the things that you said are true. Yes, I'm moving house, but loaded, absolutely not. So the sponsorship a deal has been agreed in advance, Stevie. So we should maybe have this conversation off camera. Let's not air our dirty laundry.
He's called me a liar and everything. It's not good, that is it? You're minted though, isn't he?
Of course he's minted. Of course he's minted. See, to be fair, his ice cream is good. We got a wee taste of it, didn't we? So at the live night. Ladies and gentlemen, we will get into the Rangers business now. Big news today, Bailey Rice has finally signed his contract extension, a 1-year extension, with the option of another. Rangers will be loaning Bailey Rice out. That seems to be the plan of action. Kilmarnock seems to be the destination. I say seems, nothing's ever true, is it, until you see him with the scarf above his head. He has signed that extension, though. 1 year makes sense to me. I've said a lot about Bailey, so's Kenny. Amrit, let's come to you first and have your say, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we've been speaking about Bailey Rice for so many years, and we've got to just remember that he's not even 20 yet, Stevie. I think he's 20 this year, and there's so much promise with this young kid, but I think there's two things that are true. I think one is that Bailey Rice absolutely has to do more, I think, to facilitate his own development. And the other side of the coin is Rangers need to do more to help support him through his development. So if we have extended his contract for a year, I think the best plan of action is to put him out on loan, because otherwise he will just rot on the bench and his potential will never be realised. There's no point giving him a year extension to do with Bailey Rice what we've already done with him, which is not use him. I mean, I'm trying to think the last time I actually saw him play for the first team, Stevie, and the comments will probably know better than me, but I think it was like the Middlesbrough friendly game last season. I mean, that's the last time I can remember seeing him. So for some reason, there's been a number of managers that haven't fancied Bailey or haven't given him a run in the team that we as fans would like to have seen him get. Whether it's attitude, whether it's application. I know he's been unlucky with injuries. I do think that there's definitely a talented footballer in there, but he needs somewhere in order to allow that to emerge from within him. And I think somewhere like Kilmarnock, if we can get Bailey Rice back from Kilmarnock the way that young Finlay Curtis came back, then this could be a masterstroke for us. But I think a year is the right to say, look, Bailey, we're giving you another opportunity to prove to us that you're worth investing in long term. But I think that's down to him as well as down to Rangers.
Yeah, I think you sum up basically what Kenny and I have been saying, Kenny, for a long time. I will say, last time I think we saw Bailey Rice was against Alloa in the 4-2 Cup game, and Russell Martin brought him on at left back. Just another one of those ingenious ideas by our inspired leader of those times. I think Bailey has had a really bad injury all season, so he's been out, hasn't he? So yeah, Kenny, we've said everything, I think, mate. I don't know if it's worth you kind of repeating, or have you got anything to add? Is there anything else you would like to see? Glad it's finally done.
Delighted it's done, mate. But when you reminded me there that Russell Martin played him at left back, I'm glad I'm bald sometimes, honestly. The guy's just not there, is he? And good luck to Leicester. But no, nothing I can say really that I haven't said over the last few weeks, Stevie, apart from delighted it's done, delighted that he's here. 100% agree with Amrit, and if anybody's watched the shows over the last few weeks, they'll understand that we have been saying that it's absolutely no use him coming in, getting into the first team squad and never getting game time. So if he's not ready for the first team this season, get him out on loan for 6 months, have a look, bring him back, have a look, and if he's still not ready, get him out again, after the winter window. And from there, we can actually see if the boy is progressing or not. And we have the year option. He'll probably have that option as well. So it's a case of seeing where the land lies and if he can progress. And if I'm being honest, if he does get that move to Kilmarnock, or, there's a few clubs in the Premier League that would be interested in him. Motherwell would be another one that I would think would be interested in him because they know him so well. And they would look at that as an opportunity to get a good player coming in that can only help Bailey himself and Rangers in the long run. So, as Amrit had said, on the Finlay Curtis thing, we've seen what a 6-month loan playing at a top level can do for a young kid. So, good luck to him.
Right, so here's the thing, to repeat what I've said probably 100 times, and I'm sorry if I'm boring everybody. Bailey Rice has got talent. He needs to grab it himself, and Rangers need to help nurture it. Quite simply, I think that's what Amrit and Kenny have both said for a long time. I completely agree. I hope he goes down to Killie and smashes it. If Killie is his destination, or wherever he goes and he plays football, Bailey Rice needs to play football for 6 months. He needs a bollocking off Neil McCann. He needs to be put up in the air a couple of times, and he needs to become a man playing man's football. And I'm not saying he needs it and there's something wrong with him. I just mean that men's football side of it. That's something that's urgent for me. Kenny, Rangers once again linked with Vaclav Černý today, Amrit as well. A fee of 5 million being reported. I spoke last week, it was saying on the internet his contract was getting ripped up. Besiktas are now supposedly manoeuvring a move for Skov Olsen. Good luck, lads. So the big question is, for £5 million, are you dealing on Vaclav Černý? Listen, I'll tell you straight away, straight up, 100% dealing. I'm the most miser, tight guy you would possibly know. On Football Manager, I negotiate my deals and I give you $1 million plus £50 once they play 100 games and all that sort of nonsense. I would take Vaclav Černý and I would pay 5 million for him. I absolutely adore him. I think he's wonderful. He has, of course, got a smashing head of hair as well, Amrit. I'm a big fan of Vaclav Černý. Sometimes they say never go back, and I understand that. Maybe his loan wouldn't be as good, or this move wouldn't be as good as his loan. I think he's getting to his peak years. I just don't see a downside of this. Maybe it's the old nostalgia and everything else. If he was getting his contract ripped up and we could get him for nothing, I would love it. But if you're still paying for it, I'm doing it. I think he's fabulous.
Yeah, I would agree, Stevie. I don't really think there's a question to be asked here. I think if we're looking at the current market, our the area that we are operating in as a club in terms of the quality of players we can attract, I would say it's averaging between 3 and 5 and 6 million. Okay, we might go and get a marquee signing and spend a little bit more than that, like we did with Chermiti, but I think we're sort of pitching around the 3, 4, 5 million mark on average for a typical player to come to Rangers in this day and age. You've got a guy there who's ready-made, oven ready. Just pop him in the microwave, ding, he's good to go. He's already come to Rangers. He gave us 10, 15 goals, 10, 15 assists. We took him out of our team along with Dessers and Igaman, and we lost 50 goals and 20 or 30 assists from the three of them. You get Czerny coming back in, and straight off the bat, you've got the goals, you've got the assists. He knows the country, he knows the fans, he knows the club, he's got the standards, he's got the talent. For me, it is something which has to be addressed, because it's that right-hand side, Stevie, and we spoke about it for bloody what feels like years and years and years. It's an area that we've never managed really to fix and to remedy. And Czerny is a ready-made solution on that right-hand side. And at £5 million in the current market, I think that's an absolute bargain, because there's no risk for me, Stevie, because you know what you're getting. We've already suck and see, I suppose. Is that the terminology? We've already, I need to be careful, sorry. Stevie, you know what I mean? Come on. We've already sucked it and seen. We've already been exposed to what he is capable of. That's probably more PC. So for me, I think you go for Czerny, absolutely. I'm going to stop now before I get myself in any more trouble.
As if the microwave stuff wasn't bad enough. Suck it and see. Yeah, it's Monday night, Amrit. We're not even past the watershed. Kenneth, please rescue the podcast before we get closed down. Vaclav Czerny. Yeah. I don't even know how to bring you in on this, mate. Say something.
Carry on, right? First of all, you are the tightest person I know, I think, so you're not kidding there. I've went into coffee shops and everything with you, and you don't even take coffee in your coffee. It's quite nuts. It's a true story. I'll have that coffee, but don't put any coffee in it. And I get money off that. And I'll pay for this, Stevie. Oh, thanks, mate. Never once. Anyway,
hold on. How many Black Roosters have I got you?
Well, to be fair, you try to kill me with every single one of them, mate. Like, genuinely, so don't even go there. On Vaclav Czerny, the point I would make is we discussed it the other night. I totally agree with it. I think this is one of those things that I would look at genuinely and think this is as no-brainer comes, actually, for me. This is a guy in a position that we've struggled with for 10 years, like literally under at that right wing. We never get consistency in that position. This guy had a tough time at the start, managed to kick on. I think he got, 17, 18 goals the season before last from a wide position, and fantastic at cutting inside. Great strike on him. Worked like a Trojan, worked his backside off for Rangers, and that is all I want to see. And if this is a kind of sign of what Derek McInnes wants to do, I can get it, because that is a guy that one of your front three, if you like, if it's going to be a three, that's going to work his backside off, and I think that's what Derek wants. We know his talent. We know he had a good season in Turkey last season. It's that simple for me. I'd pay whatever they're wanting, just pay it, because if they're prepared to buy Scott Olsen, then I would suggest that they're just looking at what we do and saying we'll have a bit of that, because they've been doing it quite a lot lately, if you think about it. And Czerny's a cracking player. It's a no-brainer, as I say.
I'm about to probably say one of the riskiest things ever to Amrit, but here it goes. Vaclav Czerny's got balls to play for Rangers, and that's what I like about him as well, because like Chermiti has, like Big Fernandez has, Vaclav Czerny got some stick at the start. He was mouthing back a wee bit. There was a wee bit of niggle, wasn't there? And he was asked about it. He said he was upset, and then all of a sudden off he went on this magnificent run. The fans took him. He took to the fans, but he bounced back. So, yeah, you've got to have the mentality. We talk about it quite a lot to play at Rangers Football Club. Vaclav Czerny's got that. He's got the balls, Amrit, to play here.
Absolutely, he does have the balls, Stevie. But this is the thing: when players come into Rangers and they're not familiar with the country or the language or the style of play or the culture or whatever it may be, sometimes these players take a little bit of time to embed themselves into the team and start to perform. Now, there's two types of players. When they don't perform, there's two possible outcomes. Some of the players, when they get the stick from the fans, they shrink. They do not have the buzz, and they just fade into obscurity and they do nothing. Others, real men, real players, real Rangers spirited minded players, they'll say, okay, I'll take that and I'm going to show you what I can do. They use it as fuel to prove the fans wrong. And it's that type of inferno within you that you need if you want to be a Rangers player. And Vaclav Cherny has that. He proved us wrong. And I love to see that because it shows that he's got the heart to be a Rangers player. And that's why I would love to see him coming back. Assists, goals, everything. He's just a complete winger for me. He really is. And he's got balls.
Kenny, nobody likes it when your balls shrink. So, Cherny, no-brainer. Amrit wants to see him coming. Do you?
This is appalling. I want to see him here, Stevie. I don't know. Listen, I'm going to be honest and say I don't know how much of an element of truth there is to this. It's just an online rumour. It's come from Football Insider, isn't it? Which isn't the most reliable. So we'll wait and see if this is true. And I'm trying to just steer us away from your nonsense, lads, and just get on with this podcast as quickly as we can now because it's turned into a nonsense. Yeah, get him here. And as I say, if the price is 4, 5, 6 million quid, it's an absolute definite for me. Get him here because you do know the work rate. As I say, you do know the fact that he's going to be creative, and we've got Skooshgate 2 coming if we can get him there. So that'd be wonderful.
Chris, I'm too busy dealing with immaturity. Let me try and find your comment, my man, and I'll see if I can talk about it. Honestly, it's difficult when you're... All right, here we go. Chris says, I like Cherny, but what if he had a good season? Why are they getting rid, and why didn't he get a call up for the World Cup? Reasonable questions, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question. I think that, listen...
What I would say is I don't know if he tailed off it early, in the later part of the season. I have no idea. But what I do know is that in the first half of the season, he played very, very well. How the tail end of his season went, I don't know. And if that would be that he dropped off a little bit, it could be the reason why Besiktas are looking to move him on. And it would be the reason why he's not made the Czech national side as well.
Yeah, look, all pretty reasonable. I had something really bad to say. I'm just going to move on. Mikey Moore, our good friend of the podcast, Michael Bridges, was talking on a Tottenham podcast last night, I believe, and he said that Mikey Moore once again will go on loan. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. It is my understanding that if Mikey Moore goes out on loan, Rangers will be favourites to try and re-sign Mikey Moore. I've said it before. I've got no problem saying it again. Rangers will be in and trying to do that deal, or they certainly would have prior to Derek McInnes. I don't see Derek McInnes suddenly saying, "Oh no, I don't want Mikey Moore." Again, definite yes. I would have said if you could add Moore and if you could add Moore and Curtis on the left, you could have linked them and changed them about perfectly. And maybe Gassama was expendable, but I've seen that Gassama's just shaved his head to have one pretty much just like me. So I'm inclined to give him another opportunity now that he's part of the ball fraternity. So maybe not rush into that too much. But Mikey Moore, I would love to think that Mikey Moore's got unfinished business here and wants to come back up the road. It's just one, again, Moore on one side, Cherny on the other, Shankland and Chermiti up front, chucking Lewis Ferguson in midfield, and I was about to say something was twinging, but I'm not going to. Amrit, Mikey Moore on the left.
I think you were right, Stevie. It is twinging. Absolutely. That front line, I think if we get Mikey Moore and Cherny, that front line is good to go for me. You've still got Gassama there, you've still got Curtis there, you've got Shanks, you've got Nadiri, you've got Miovski, you've got Charmiti. There's a lot of firepower in there, Stevie. And I have always had a soft spot for Mikey Moore. He had a really tough start under Russell Martin. He was thrown into games that he wasn't ready for. And when he first played, I'll be honest with you, Stevie, I could not see what everyone was talking about. I genuinely thought the kid was an absolute dud. I thought the shirt was too heavy for him. I thought the club and the occasion was too much for him. But Danny Rule came in, and give him his credit, he managed to get the best out of him. And Mikey Moore is a generational talent. The way that he glides with the ball and the way he moves and caresses it, it's effortless. It's almost like poetry. It's so smooth and fluid, and it just makes the game look so easy. And he's got such fight and passion, and you can see for a young guy, he loves playing football and he loves the Glasgow Rangers, and we love him. And that's exactly the type of character that you want in your club. So I think we need to pull out all the stops we possibly can to get Mikey Moore. Him, Cherny, Shanks, Charmiti. I mean, options, Stevie. Options. Goals, assists, comfortable ball carriers. Oh, mate, it could be a wonderful season if we could get that front line sorted with those guys.
Kenny, you're a man that's known not to pull out of a lot of things, but Mikey Moore, would you like to see what Amrit was saying about him gliding away and Moore coming back up the road? Is that for you?
Yeah, you know how I feel about Mikey Moore, mate. I think he's a bit special, and
I'm going to interrupt. Right, Kenny said that Mikey Moore was a generational talent. I remember the podcast well. It was the start of last year. He was getting pelters for it. People saying didn't know what he was talking about. Kenny said, "This boy will come good. He is a generational talent." So fair play, Kenny. You called it. You called it pretty early. You put your balls in the line and said it, and you were pretty much spot on.
Block, mate. That's what I did. Right on the chopping block, and that's what I'm here for, to take stick, I think. But look, it's one of these things about Mikey Moore that I would like people to kind of consider, that he had a poor start under Russell Martin. And yes, he was inconsistent. Yes, he's still learning the game. Yeah, he would carry the ball maybe a wee bit too long. He would take an extra man on sometimes. He wouldn't get a great finish at other times. The thing about him is that he's 18, and he's only next season, for me, he is only going to be a far, far, far better player again, because he's grown into a man. Physically, he'll get stronger. He'll get quicker. He has the technical ability. He has the football head on his shoulders already. And this is the point I would make, that if we can get this done, if Spurs are, okay with the idea of coming back up on loan, which that'll be interesting to see, because they're already talking about clubs like Coventry and stuff like that in the Premier League down there interested in him. So we have got an issue in terms of trying to make sure we stay at the front of the pecking order here. But it will come down to Spurs and Mikey Moore himself. Now, the fact that Mikey's away with a couple of the boys from Rangers away on holiday has got to be a good thing, because he has obviously built bonds and an association and an attachment to Rangers already. So if he is going on loan, the boy might force it himself and say, look, I don't really want to go anywhere else but there. And that'll be me. If I do the extra season at Rangers, that'll be me. But I want to, from here, do that one season up and get to Rangers again, and then try and fight for my place at Spurs. I don't want to go anywhere else on loan. And if he can do that, and Spurs are amiable to that, then I think we will have a very, very special talent on our hands. I think we got glimpses of it last season. I think next season will be his breakthrough season, actually. And that's what excites me, and I would love to see the boy come here.
Yeah, Luke Graham's another one that we've been linked with, lads. Portsmouth now looking to surge ahead and get that deal done. Reported fee of $1.5 million. $1.5 million for Luke Graham. I'm really wanting Rangers to move quickly here and not be pipped. He's a player, again, that Derek McInnes is going to know a lot about. I don't think Hearts were linked with him, which might tell you something. Well, I'm not sure. But Rangers are going to have to go and move. I get the impression that maybe with Derek coming in, things have slightly slowed down. But Rangers, let's not forget that this back line and this goalkeeper situation is as urgent as any other position. We talk about the right wing, we talk about midfield, we talk about getting a lefty and everything else. That's all fine. We need to fix that defence. There's arguably 2 centre backs to be bought. There's a left back to come in. There's a right back to come in, and I'm still adamant that we need a goalie. Amrit. Luke Graham to me is one of the ones that perfect left-sided Scottish lad. He ticks a lot of boxes for 1.5 million. It's hardly big money in Rangers land. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Go and pay that money. Some of the best centre backs we've had, Scotland wise, have came for low amounts of money. So, I'm thinking Alan McLaren, lefty from Hearts, 2 million odd, was one of my favourite players. I just want Rangers to move quickly. Don't lose out on this one, because he's one that I think's got a big future. And Portsmouth, come on, Rangers, let's move.
Yeah, Stevie, I think we've been guilty over the years of letting real high quality Scottish talent slip through our fingers because we've turned our nose up at it or thought that we were better than it and started to explore in weird and wonderful and obscure markets around the world. We have got talent on our own doorstep, and Luke Graham is a fantastic example of that. 21, 22 years old, had a great season last season. I think he's made for Rangers. I don't think if we do get him, Stevie, that he's a shoe-in starter. I think he'll be drip-fed into the team. I don't think he's ready to start in that back line alongside Fernandes. But we need to get a centre-half that's going to be a starting centre-half. But I think as backup and as a development player to have in the building, Luke Graham is perfect. And for, like you said, for 1.5 million, Stevie, I think if he goes, I don't think money's the issue. I think it's either because we've delayed too long and allowed other clubs to express their interest, or it's just because Derek and the hierarchy feel that he's not the right fit. I would disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think he's a perfect fit for the club, but whether or not they see it that way is a different story, and it's obviously on them now. But I'm with you. I would like to see him come out. I said it at the end of last season when the rumours had started that we need to move on him. I am a bit frustrated that we haven't moved quicker. Because, like I said, we've now allowed Portsmouth to come to the table. So, and that might then begin some sort of a bidding war. And we don't want that either. We don't want to have to pay more than, maybe 2 million for him, because then you're getting into the realms of, silly money for a young Scottish player. But yeah, I would like to see Luke at the club. Absolutely, I agree.
Kenny, we've spoke about this one quite a bit. I suppose it's really now what he wants himself. There's rumours that his family don't want him to come to the Old Firm, they want him to go abroad and play elsewhere. There is interest from far field now in Scottish players, given the success in some of them. Is this one, do you think, that's just continued paper talk? Do you think Rangers are going to move on it? Where are you with this? It's one that if they are going to move, they certainly need to do it quickly.
I genuinely don't know if they are going to move on this or not. That's the story that I seen today, that Portsmouth actually kind of have put an offer in and want this done by the end of the week. Otherwise, they'll pull out as well. Now, that suggests to me that perhaps Portsmouth are getting a bit fed up with this as well, because I heard the Portsmouth interest ages ago as well as ours. There's a few clubs that have been kind of linked with them, and that might be the issue, that perhaps the boy's humming and hawing, doesn't quite know where he wants to go. He's getting influenced by his family, he's getting influenced by an agent, he's getting influenced by people about him, and he can't quite decide. Now, that actually says to me, if you get the opportunity, and I don't want to sound disrespectful to other clubs, but if you're getting that opportunity and Rangers have came and talked to the boy and he's still not sure, then it's not going to be any great loss if he's not convinced that he wants to see the next 4 or 5 years of his career here. If you can't persuade him in front of Portsmouth, then God help you as a player. I don't mean to be disrespectful to the boy. I just look at that and think, listen, you're going to get European football, you're going to challenge for titles. You're going to go the distance in cup competitions. You're going to get an experience at this club that you'll never get at Portsmouth, with all due respect to Portsmouth. And if he's sitting there not quite sure what he wants to do, then it's not going to be any great loss, Stevie, because as a young Scots boy at 21 years of age, he should know the opportunity he's going to get at Ibrox. And if he doesn't see that, then it's, to me, you move on and you look at another target. And it's, I know we wanted to go down the road of trying to get Scots into the building, you know, but they've got to want to come here. And if he's still not sure, then I don't really care. If he's not sure, if he comes, then personally, I think he should have been here already if Rangers have talked to him. But it could be that Danny Rowe had looked at him and said, yeah, definitely. And Derek McInnes, as Amrit has said, has looked at him and, well, I'm not quite so sure, so let me have a quick look at your list in general.
Yeah, it's all ifs, much buts and maybes, isn't it? A couple of other Scottish players, Lewis Ferguson rumour continues to go. I've been impressed with Lewis Ferguson in Scotland games, and to be fair, Scotland have been pretty dull. It pains me when I watch Cape Verde rip it up and give it right good go, and Scotland are as dull as dishwater. And I get it, I understand it, but you're not telling me players like McTominay and Shankland and stuff, and even young boy Dogue, and that we can be a boring national team. It's painful for me, but we are linked with Lewis Ferguson. I think he's been great. Listen, I think he's had a cracking couple of games. What an engine the boy's got. He puts in some shift. He's a grafter. I think as an 8 for Rangers, he could be perfect. He's not a 6. We still need a 6. Somebody else who we're linked with for Scotland, the name Angus Gunn continues to float around. That deal potentially from Nottingham Forest. I'll be honest, I think Angus Gunn's pretty mediocre. I think he's fine. I'm not sure that he's exceptional or anything. I don't know if people are going to shout at me for this. I thought he was pretty shit for the Morocco goal. I hate seeing goalies when like kind of starting to go down and stuff like that. If he had just stood up, could he have saved that shot? It's not like it was top corner. It was practically just move your hand, mate. You're a goalie. You can do that. And Talesy Boy will tell you in the chat how much of a good goalie I was back in the heyday. But Amrit, a couple of names linked there. Scottish boys, Ferguson. I think Ferguson's a yes from nearly everybody. I haven't spoke to too many people that don't want him. But Angus Gunn's a bit meh for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can probably, Rangers fans don't agree on much universally, do we? But I think the one thing from the people I've spoken to, the majority are absolutely saying that they would take Lewis Ferguson, and I'm absolutely in that camp as well. I've got a lot of respect for him and the footballing dynasty that he comes from. I think he will have the right application, the right attitude. I think he has Rangers DNA in his body. He's a perfect character that we need in our dressing room, and I think he fits the mould. I think historically, Stevie, what's happened over the last couple of years is that we seem to sign players based on what managers want, and then rather than trying to sign players that fit the Rangers mould. And I think that's where we need to get to now. I know different managers have different types of players that they like, but there needs to be a commonality in the type and the attitude of the players we're buying, that they're actually Rangers men, or if they're not Rangers men, they have the right attitude to become Rangers men. So for me, Lewis Ferguson, absolutely. Angus Gunn, I don't know. I think we're united again that Jack Butland's time at Rangers is over. It has to be. We need to find a goalkeeper, but going from Butland to Gunn, it's almost like out the frying pan into the fire for me. I think we need to go and get a better quality goalkeeper that we know can do the job. And for me, Gunn doesn't fill me with a huge amount of confidence in that regard. I think we need to go out and get a marquee goalkeeper. I really do. I think we need to splash some cash on a top quality, experienced goalkeeper who's been there, who's done that, maybe a little bit older, but someone that we can get a good maybe 2 or 3 years out of, that's travelled the course, that's gone far in certain leagues and cups and tournaments across Europe, and brings that level of experience and I suppose security to the back line. That's what I would like to see.
Linda, with the kind of joke that Kenny would love, really. Me too. I'm only sorry I didn't think of it. Kenny, anything to add on Angus Gunn? And I don't want to ask you about Lewis Ferguson. It would be about the 800th time of the summer.
Angus Gunn is a very decent keeper, actually. I don't mind him as a goalie. I don't think he's a good goalie or a great goalie. I think he's a decent keeper. We've got two decent keepers. I agree with Amrit. We have to go for a higher quality keeper than we've got, and I'm not convinced Angus Gunn is any better than what we have in our first and second choice. On Lewis Ferguson, very quickly, he's been Scotland's best player at this World Cup by quite a distance for me in the first two games. That there's no real high bar to that though, because I agree with you, Steve. We have been honking. Scotland have been terrible. Actually, it's they've managed about 20 minutes of playing all right, and that's about it for me. And it's very disappointing when you see just about every single team and 48 of them going out and we'll use the term again, pause out, and you've got Steve Clark sitting there giving it. We're not doing that. It's pathetic. So Lewis Ferguson, the rumour doesn't go away, Stevie, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'll be disappointed. But for me, if it can be done, then Rangers should be doing that. The boy's a model professional, Stevie. He's went and he's had a couple of good seasons, or a couple of seasons over in Italy. It's a great education. He's coming back a far better player than he was when he left. So if we can get that type of deal, it's a sign of intent. It's a statement kind of signing that we are going back to our roots to a certain degree, and I like it.
I've had to sidestep so many things tonight and be professional. I'd like to apologise for Amrit and Kenny, folks. I just can't take them anywhere. Pre-season starts on Thursday. Derek McInnes will be unveiled to the esteemed media on Wednesday. I only say esteemed because I will be there. Kenny has been invited. So we'll see if he makes it or not. Kenny, pre-season was supposed to be today. Derek McInnes gave him a couple of days off to come back on Thursday. Rejigged it a bit. It is confirmed that we're playing West Ham on the Sunday after our sold-out live show on the Friday evening at Bar 442. So, yeah, pre-season now, full focus on that. And we just try and... I'm looking for things to come together. That's what I'm looking for. We know his backroom staff. Let's get some signings in the door. Let's get some fixtures announced. Let's get our foot down and start preparing, get some bodies in. That's where we've got to be now.
I'm looking forward to what I am now beginning to believe will be a period of stability at Rangers, where whether it be the owners with Jim Gillespie or the influence of Jim Gillespie, who has sat them down and explained, along with others round about, but guys like Barry Ferguson and stuff like that they have turned around and said to Andrew Kavanagh, it's a Scottish core we need. We need to get our identity back because we're losing it. That's what I'm looking forward to with Derek McInnes. I believe that the kind of pragmatism of the typical Scotsman will see us get that, as I say, that safety and that stability that we're looking for. And the boys proved time and time again he can get results in the Premier League. So let's see how he does. I'm looking forward to it. And as I say, I've not been able to check my diary properly for Wednesday, mate. But if I can be there, I will. And we will have a proper good time of it. But yeah, players in now. That's it. It is that simple as it. Let's see what he's going to do. That's what I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again. That's what I'll be interested in with Derek McInnes. The higher budget that he has, he's by far a bigger budget than he's ever had, and you're going to look at it and see what's he going to do with it. What is he? That will be interesting to see. Does he look at it and say, actually, I can bring? Say he's going to bring 10 in for talk's sake. I can bring 3 or 4 in from the Scottish Premier League on a fraction of what you would perhaps spend in other leagues, and spend the rest of the money on proper quality. And if he believes he can do that, I think that'll be quite exciting, Stevie, because it means that you can go higher end on the quality. With the higher up you go, the price bracket, invariably the better the player is, but there's gems to be had, and Derek McInnes knows this Scottish market like the back of his hand. So we'll see what he does.
Ken Dog, did you just say to me that we'd have a proper good time on Wednesday? I just
I
wanted to
was favouring, mate. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to go to the press conference, but don't you promise me a good time and then let me down?
Oh, here we go with this. Oh my God.
Amrit, West Ham, up at Ibrox again, should be decent enough.
Yeah, they were there. Was it a couple of years ago when Matondo scored? Was that was when was
that was his
4 years
kind of
ago? Was that
debut.
Beale's?
No, Gio.
Gio. Was that Gio?
And we were unbelievable. It was just after we won the Scottish and got to Euro final, beat them 3-1, and
Matondo scored an absolute screamer and just right top bins. He came inside, skinned the boy, and then rattled it in the roof of the net.
Yeah, but we started it from goal kick. It was like one of those moves where we thought, oh, Matondo's going to be amazing. Then we didn't see him until like Halloween the following season.
Yeah. So, but yeah, looking forward to the pre-season. I think, like what Kenny was saying, it's just about activity now. And yes, players in, but Stevie, we've got a lot of business to do with getting folk off our balance sheet as well. We've still got a lot of deadwood there that we need to get out either on loan or start doing deals to sell them. I hope that the recruitment team in the background have been putting out feelers and speaking to agents and clubs to try and offload some of the weight that we've got, because we're pretty bulky just now. We've got a lot of people on our books. If we're talking about bringing 10 in, we can't bring 10 in unless we get quite a substantial number of the guys we currently have off our books. So a lot of work to be done. We've got 4 or 5 weeks till the start of the season. It's not a huge amount of time. And I'm interested to see what McInnes does, because at the moment there's a lot of speculation about how Rangers are going to play. What's our identity going to be? Because it feels like we haven't really had an identity for quite some time now. We were with Danny Rule, we were changing system all the time and adapting, and we didn't really have a consistent identity week to week. So I'd like to see how Derek McInnes is going to install that into the team, but we'll learn a lot about that from the type of players that he brings in. I think then in our minds we'll begin to understand how he sees the jigsaw fitting together. So I'm excited and I trust him. I think he's, like Kenny made mention there, he knows this league inside out. He knows the players, every single one of them. So I'm sure he's already got a short list in his own mind of maybe 3 or 4 players, I would think, from this league that he wants to bring in. And as Kenny said, complement them with 2 or 3 really good marquee signings. I think it could be an exciting season.
Derek McInnes has been issued a notice of complaint by the Scottish FA regarding comments over Celtic penalty end of the season. He said, when you heard Celtic got a 96th-minute penalty that was going to VAR and they were checking it, you just assume what's happened is they get the penalty. Having seen it again, it's disgusting. It is. I don't think it's a penalty kick, but we're up against it. We're up against everybody. He's going to do fine here, Derek McInnes. Yeah. So it's hardly a surprise, I suppose, Kenny. He is correct. I don't think there's anything wrong in what he said there. The fact that he's at Rangers now probably makes it easier for them to charge him.
Yeah, probably. But at the same time, if Rangers have got any balls about them, they'll go and get a KC and hire him for him and just walk in there and say, he's absolutely spot on. It is disgusting. It was disgusting. We're not going to back down on what we say. That's what we believe, whether you like it or not. So give him a fine and fuck off. That's exactly what he should do, because he's not telling any lies whatsoever. We all seen it. I mean, it's incredible that the SFA can do that. And as you say, it's not surprising at all. This is what they do. But the entire world's seen the bollocks that happened at the end of the season, and the SFA are never going to be able to escape this. Our referees are never going to be able to escape that now. And it's good because the light has been shone upon it. And who cares? If I was Derek McInnes, I'd actually reply with an email back just saying, ha, 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 ha. Do what you like.
Amrit?
Yeah, Stevie, sorry. Yeah, I like that attitude. I do, because I think Danny Rule was a bit passive whenever he was challenged and he had the opportunity to call certain things out. He was very diplomatic, very sort of straight down the line, straight-laced, wouldn't really want to ruffle any feathers or cause any problems, whereas Derek McInnes isn't made like that. And I like that. And Rangers managers shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be passive. We shouldn't shrink into obscurity in the background and be forgotten about. We should be on the front foot. If we have something to say, we say it. If we feel something, we express it. We don't just cower away. And then you deal with the consequences. Like, just because you're scared of getting a fine doesn't mean that you shouldn't share what you feel to be true. And he's expressing an opinion. And if they don't like it, then that's fine. Fine on whatever you want, pay it and move on. It's not going to change what we need to do. And I like the fact that he has that steadfastness, that courage, that bravery to come onto the front foot and call out things that he thinks are not right in the game. And that's the kind of leader that you want, because then it gives permission to the rest of the club to have some balls, as you say, Stevie, not just in the on the managerial side of things, but the hierarchy of the club as well. Okay, they need to be a little bit more diplomatic. I understand that. But it gives everyone license, I think, then to say, well, no, if we see an injustice, we call it out. And that's how you need to challenge some of these guys at the SFA moving forward. And I like that he's got a bit of grit about him. That's what you need in a man and in a leader, especially in a Rangers manager. So let's go, Derek, right into them. Give them more. Both barrels. Full Tonto.
I just like that he knows the add-ons. So, right, let's call it a night there. I think there's been too many jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologise for Kenny and Amrit's behaviour tonight. It's been shocking. Amrit, thanks for joining us. It's been good to have you back on Monday night.
Oh, mate, it's been brilliant talking with my two wee pals about the Rangers. So thank you so much for having me back. And great to see all the comments and all the support that everyone's given us at home. It's brilliant to see, and we're just really, really grateful. So thank you.
At home, are you out with the Scotland World Cup squad or something?
No, I mean, like, at their home. Stevie, semantics, right? Come on. Really?
Kenny, thank you, mate. Much appreciated as ever. Thanks for your hard work getting the agenda together, Kenny. For every podcast we do together gets the agenda and organises everything. So as ever, Kenny, it's much appreciated. Hopefully, we'll be back on Wednesday with a special report from Ibrox for the manager's press conference. If not, we'll do that, and we'll probably be live again Wednesday night as normal.
Yeah, I'll confirm tomorrow, mate, what I'm doing for Wednesday. But if I can be there, I'll be there. And thanks for having me on. A delight to have Amrit back on the Monday night show. And you're some boy, mate. You are some boy. But straight back on, first one in months, and it's descended into absolute farce. And I'm apologising for no man apart from Stevie Clifford, who was appalling.
Agreed. You set the tone, Stevie, not us. We just contribute. You set it up for us every single time. So what do you expect is going to happen? You need to take full accountability and responsibility for the direction of the pod, Stevie. Kenny and I are innocent.
Aye. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge thank you to everyone at Four Lads. We have sold out our Friday night show at Bar 442, which is Scott Arfield's new bar on Paisley Road West. 90-odd tickets went within a week, and we are absolutely overjoyed at the response. Thank you so much to everybody that supported the podcast. Amrit will be hosting the night. Joined by myself, Kenny and Scotty on stage. We will also have former Ranger Kevin Thompson joining us to chat for 90 odd minutes. KT will go into a wee bit about his history at Rangers Football Club, and we'll also talk to KT about pre-season and Rangers deals and the form and things so far as we gear up to the big league kickoff, which will be the week after, and of course West Ham to look forward to on that Sunday. So thank you everybody. We were considering a second night, so maybe get someone in, maybe get a second night in at some point, but one for now. Absolutely delighted with that. So thank you everybody that's bought tickets. Huge thanks to everybody that continues to like and subscribe on YouTube. Please do if you haven't. That really helps us grow. And a big thanks as well to anyone that's members. You can become a member if you point to that way. If you point over there to the QR code, you can become a member for as little as 99p a month. I think we've got well over 700 members now. The community continues to grow, paying as little as 99p a month to get some extra podcasts. The one at the moment live is a podcast with our very... Who is it with? I can't remember. Can you remember? Derek Parlane. That's who it's with. I apologise, everybody. Derek Parlane. I was about to say it was Willie Matheson, but Willie Matheson one is now live. Derek Parlane, part of the historic Barca Bears squad and things like that. You can hear Derek's story. Next up on Rangers careers is the one and only Mark Walters. So we're looking forward to getting that done in the next couple of weeks. We continue to reach out and hopefully we'll have some ex-pros on. It's always nice to hear their Rangers story. As for us, we'll be back on Wednesday. Busy day for us. We'll be at Derek McInnes's press conference reporting live. We'll do a wee report from there, from the stadium, let you know how that went and what the moon music was around it. And we'll also, Kenny and I, be back on Wednesday evening. Amrit, do you want to join us on Wednesday? Are you selling ice cream or what's your...
Well, though, remember, I'm moving house, Stevie, so I'm packing boxes on Wednesday, unfortunately.
Part-time, Kenny.
At least I'm not like Dougie. Dougie moved house and took 6 months off the pod, right? So
Dougie moved house in 2024 and is still unpacking, apparently. So
Cameron said that to me today. He says, I'm moving house in a fortnight, but I won't do a Dougie and take 6 months off while I do it, which is very harsh.
Poor Dougie.
Dougie knows I love
him. Thank you, everybody in the comments. Thank you, everybody that's liked, subscribed, watched. Huge thanks to our sponsors, Rhino Express, Clydeview Fire Protection and Joinery, Avalon Industrial Solutions, CSD Air Conditioning, our very own Candid, the best ice cream in the land, and our Sunday sponsor, rydc.co.uk. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again on Wednesday. So bye for now and enjoy the World Cup and enjoy, hopefully, some Rangers news in the coming days. Take care for now.
The Four Lads podcast is sponsored by Rhino Express, Clydeview Joinery, Athol Industrial Solutions Limited, and CSD Air Conditioning, in partnership with Black Rooster and Art of Gold. Thank you for listening to or watching the podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show.